Can you guys believe it? Like we have, FilAm Creative now has a morning show, and it's been like a labor of love in the process. It's been awesome to keep everybody together. We've been doing, we've been trying to do lots of like virtual meetups so far, but it's like one of those things where it's like it's almost not the same. But I'm really glad to be able to connect with everybody online. So
Yeah,
let's
I
see.
think it's such a beautiful thing that we're able to still connect with each other during these times, especially. And, we're just rolling in with the virtual world now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to introduce the hosts for our show, Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative. They are the 2/3 of the board of directors for FilAm Creative, aka they're my bosses. um, no, really, they help with all of these programs, all volunteer based, and it's really a labor of love for them for the last 10 years. Everyone, please give it up for Rex Sampaga and Ed Malilan.
Give it up, everybody, for Ronnie, the executive director. She's the ED. Fantastic. How are you, Rex?
Doing great. Really excited to get this new morning program off the ground. This is, again, what Ronnie said, this has been a labor of love, not just for the organization, but for this program. And so I'm really excited to get this off the ground and let's get going.
Hey, speaking of get going, Rex, I like that shirt. What's that shirt you're wearing? What is that?
Oh my gosh, yes. This was the shirt that when we celebrated Filipino Heritage Night over at Dodger Stadium. I forget what year this is because we've been associated with the Dodgers as an organization for, gosh, a many number of years. Even I remember when our first Dodger event happened, it was still under the Filipino American network, FAN. And so you could just imagine this is going back 10 plus years with the Dodgers.
That's right. So for those of you who don't know, FilAm Creative, as Ronnie said, we're in our 10th year. We're actually going to be celebrating our 11th year in a couple of weeks. That's right. FilAm Creative is going to be 11 years old. And we are a descendant from the Filipino American network. So we went from FAN to FAC. So we are grateful to be serving the community for 2 decades here in the greater Los Angeles community. But we know we've got folks watching right now in the Philippines, in New York. I know that someone in particular is watching in Louisville, Kentucky. We have fans everywhere watching our show.
Oh, Ed, that's you said Louisville wrong. It's Louisville.
Sorry. I feel, oh my gosh, thank you for correcting me. Thank you. But I'm wearing my Dodgers shirt too from another Filipino night. So these are.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
So we are so excited to bring out our first guest for Rise and Shine. Our first guest, if you have Netflix, which I know everybody in the world has Netflix, this gentleman is on one of Netflix's hottest shows right now. He's part of the show Ratched. He's Dr. Hanover, and I'm a little biased. He was also in my feature film, Brown Soup Thing, so I was grateful for that. So he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of FilAm Creatives. You've seen him on Miss Saigon. He is a very, very well-represented man, and he does great things for the FilAm community. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to bring out a good friend of FilAm Creative. It's time to rise and shine with our friend, Mr. Jon Jon Briones. Come on out, Jon Jon. Look at this guy.
Hey guys. Hey Ray. Hey Ed. How are you? Good morning. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Good morning.
Welcome, Jon Jon. Good morning. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear though, but I'm playing the opening theme music for the show.
Is that?
Actually, I don't know if you heard the music, but it's a classical piece written by Camille Saint-Saëns, and the title is Danse Macabre, so it means macabre dance. And so I think that was very apropos.
They used the teaser in the beginning, or the
teaser.
I think that's the one. Yeah. The very first video teaser that they released. Yeah. Awesome music.
It's wonderful. Again, hey, thank you so much, Jon Jon, for joining us this morning. Oh my gosh, you are such a busy person, in demand.
Yes.
I want to tell our audience my first encounter with your talent. This is going back a few years, but we did myself and Ted Benito, we co-produced a play called The Romance of Magno Rubio over at the Ford Amphitheater many years ago. And we were very, very fortunate to have you play the lead character of Magno Rubio. The play in itself, ladies and gentlemen, is a short story written by Carlos Bulasan, who wrote America's in the Heart, the book. And he wrote a short story called The Romance of Magno Rubio, setting in Central California during when Filipinos were working in the fields. And it's just this short story which turned into an Obie award-winning script written by Lonnie Carter. And that's what we presented at the Ford Amphitheater. And our production was really unique, Jon Jon. You could attest to this, because not only did we perform the script in English, but it got translated into Tagalog, in which we did a full performance in that language, which I thought was a very unique and very, very enriching experience for those who came out and saw the play and saw you perform and everything.
That was when my memory was still better. Memorizing 2 scripts, one in Tagalog and one in English. That was quite an experience. I will never forget that. It's actually, that role ranks up there with the roles that I've done, you know, the engineer. Yeah, it's, I'm very grateful I was able to do that.
Yeah, we were just so fortunate. And that, again, that was my first time watching you ever perform. I had heard your name come up in the ranks, and I've also probably seen you in, I think around that time you were doing TV shows, bit roles, you know, that, you know, in mainstream shows actually. And when I got to see you live with the rest of the Monons, the Magnum Monons, basically, as we called you guys, it just blew me away. And it was my first time watching the play itself, and just watching it in both languages, it was just such a profound experience, especially with your role. I mean, as they say, you commanded the stage. That we did the show, I think, what, 6 weeks, I believe, over at the Ford, and all the audiences I can remember, and it was during the, you know, during that time, it was during the holidays, I think. It was later towards the year, and, you know, the weather was not all summery and stuff like that. So there were tons of people who came out during the rain, the cold, but they were craving this kind of entertainment, especially from Filipino material, and especially coming from a Filipino author. You just commanded that stage, and that's just what blew me away about your performance.
Thank you. That was, it's so, you know, you take it for granted when you play roles, especially a Filipino role. I've never played a Filipino role like that before, and to represent our culture, and of course to represent, to, you know, to relive the days of the Manongs, the people who paved the way for us. That you know, to basically say, hey, we're here, we're good people, we are Americans, basically. We're also Americans.
Yeah, and I, you know, as we go along in this interview and stuff, I guess I'll just ask you the question then. I mean, since Magno Rubio, did that help you, you know, kind of like formulate your, I guess your kind of like your background in future roles, especially the one that you're playing now, or even when you played Modesto Cunanan in the Assassination of Gianni Versace? Did that role in Magno Rubio kind of like give you the I guess the license to like bring in your Filipino background, your Filipino mores, your culture, and all that into your future roles?
You know, that's a very good question. And it is, yes, it is, because when I got to this country, it's like the questions of who am I, who will I show to the world, because this is such a grand stage. It's Hollywood. It's
Right.
And for me to be grounded in the fact that I can play myself, I have a story to tell, just like everyone else in this country. We all have our stories to tell. It's not about going, oh, Steve McQueen, I need to act like him. People want to see something else. They want to see something different. And our people who look like us, want to see themselves as well. And I think that gave me the go signal, so to speak, to go, I can be myself. I can be a Filipino in Hollywood. I can tell this. I can be an American Filipino. And that is okay, because we can't all be white. Like
Correct.
what we've been seeing, what I've been seeing in the Philippines when I was growing up, you know, that Hollywood is just white people and the rest are just helping tell their stories, like the American Indians, the African Americans, the Chinaman. You know, that's why we go back to representation. Representation matters. And when people see like me, when a lot of fans go, it's so great to see someone who looked like me telling a story. It gives them the right to be here. It's like, yes, I can be here. I belong here. I don't need to blend in or cow down and just, you know, sneak in there and not be noticed. No, I can be noticed as well, because I am part of this. I am part of this, and I have something to say, and I can contribute something.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know that when I worked with you a few years ago, that was what was one of the great things about working with you, Jon Jon. You know, the part you had for me was ad lib, which I appreciated, and I'm sure it was a lot different from memorizing 2 scripts. But you know, when I worked with you and we talked about your part for Brown Soup Thing and talking about what it means to be a Filipino American, and you asked if your daughter could sit next to you in your cameo in my film, and it was just wonderful to listen to you talk about your experience and talk about you know, what you bring to the table. And it was just so great to have someone like you on my film, and I was so honored to have you there and have you talk about, you know, the importance of your culture, the importance of your background. You spoke in Tagalog in your interview for a little bit of it, and it was just very wonderful to have you share who you are. So it was great to give you that platform, and I know that it was a great pleasure to work with you.
Say the name of the film, man.
It's called Brown Soup Thing, and about 10 people watched it, maybe.
10 million people.
Yeah, you meant 10 million, 20 million, 30
10 million
million.
people watched Manny Pacquiao and Jon Jon Briones, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I mean, going from, you're such a versatile actor. I mean, like, we just went from stage play live to Ed's project, a film. Now people can catch you on TV, which is, I guess, it's such the perfect medium during this pandemic. I mean, I guess I'll just have to ask you, I mean, how are you doing during this crazy pandemic time? I mean, I'm sure it's been pretty hard just trying to be creative during this crazy year of 2020.
You know, it is. It's a trying times, but I'm still very grateful that I have my family. We can afford to buy food, and also we find things to do together.
Right.
Family is so important to me, that it's so important, and we've been very lucky that everything I did it with my family. When I was working in Europe, I was able to bring them with me. So it's important that we're always together. And right now we're just finding things to do together. My son is he plays different instruments, and he's such a wonderful musician. And my daughter, before she starts filming Star Trek Picard again, she is making music. She is being involved in the politically, and also she's such a proud Filipina. She loves her culture and she embraces it, and I'm so proud of her for being that, because first and foremost she would say, I'm Filipino. You know, she stopped saying I'm half Filipino now.
Right.
because
need to
how
give a
she
fraction.
used it.
No need to give a fraction.
No, it's not. It's she was very careful not to overstep because she's heard that when she was younger. Oh, you're not Filipino. Oh, you're really white. You're not enough. I hurt for her because that's not how she felt. She felt like I am Filipino. But she understands she doesn't have the experience of a full blown, full-blooded Filipino. But the thing is, she felt that. She felt like a full-blooded Filipino.
I caught your daughter Isa in a live performance, watching East West Players when she did Next to Normal.
Oh,
And I that was my very first time watching her perform, and again she blew me away. But also the themes that particular production touched upon, mental health issues, and I'm glad that I saw. I mean, you told me I didn't know she could sing. She's wonderful. I can't blew me away, and not just with her acting ability, but her singing and her role in that particular production, that won me over. And so I'm just so blessed that she got on Star Trek with CBS, and I'm glad she got that particular role. When I saw that news come down, I thought of you right away, and I was just so happy for not only for her, but for your entire family and everything. So
we got to get her on the show, Jon Jon.
Yeah. She's I'm very, very proud of her. And great for East West Players to do that, because Asians, Filipinos, we don't talk about mental health. And that was really good. That was wonderful that they did that.
Yeah, we might be doing a future episode on health.
Funny
and wellness.
You should say that.
Yeah, we're going to do an episode on health and wellness and touch upon that, because it is becoming a big part of our Filipino American community. And so we're going to bring in experts on that. But that's for a future episode and everything. So go ahead, Ed.
Absolutely. Well, Jon Jon, we know that a lot of folks who are tuning in right now and watching us on Facebook and YouTube and in future re-showings of this episode and listening to us on the podcast are here for Ratched, which is one of the hottest Netflix shows. So why don't we spend a little bit of time talking about Ratched and how you got the part, how it came to you, and what's it like working on that set? How did this part come to you, Jon Jon, working as Dr. Hanover in Ratched?
I would say this started in 2017. I was doing Miss Saigon, and I somehow, luck, miracle, I booked Assassination of Gianni Versace. And we finished filming, they finished editing it. Matt Bomer directed my episode, and one of the producers emailed me and said, we finished editing it, and Ryan Murphy, I've never met him, I've never worked with him, but he saw the final cut and said he loved what I did and he would love to see the show Miss Saigon. So we organized tickets for them, and they came backstage after, and he asked me while we were talking, what are you doing after Miss Saigon? I said, I'm going to be looking for a job. And then he said, well, I guess I'll just have to snatch you up. And I thought that was
awesome.
One of those Hollywood talks. So
Right.
Very nice of him to say that. And then a few months later, I got a phone call from my agent saying that we have an offer from Ryan and he wants me to be in one of his shows. It turned out to be Ratched, and also to be in a few episodes of American Horror Story. And like I told you guys before, that I thought I was just going to be in this show, playing one of the patients or whatever. And then at the Emmys after party in 2018, I believe, when the Versace won a lot of awards, especially Darren.
Yeah.
Very proud of him. at the after party, he told me, Jon, you're going to be very happy with the role you're playing. I wrote you an amazing character. He's a brilliant doctor, and he has a lot of monologues. And I went, and you're going to be a lead opposite Sarah Paulson. I was like, oh.
And again,
Not too bad.
Yeah, and so give a little background when Jon Jon brought up Miss Saigon. This is after, I believe, they saw Miss Saigon in Broadway, I believe, right, New York.
Yeah,
this is after the London West End production had closed, where you had played the engineer, I believe, right, up until 2017. So just to give a little background, and also Ryan Murphy, for those people who don't know, he is the creator of Glee. We all remember that show from Fox. So Ryan Murphy
Great
Productions
show.
is like this whole television dynasty creating Behemoth, and for Jon Jon to be associated with Ryan Murphy and his production company is huge.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad he had that conversation with you at the end of the after party about Dr. Hanover.
Yeah, that was it was like Christmas.
And especially with Sarah Paulson, I mean, you see her in everything. She's such an amazing actress. Even your castmates are amazing, even unto itself. With Sarah, I believe, who else was in there? Judy Davis, Cynthia Nixon. I mean, just an amazing cast of people to play with on the set of this macabre horror psychological type of story.
Now, were you a fan of the movie? Were you a fan of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, or had you read the book before that, Jon Jon? Or
I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I loved it. I when I saw it, it was very interesting, and what caught my attention was the performances.
Mm.
You know, and when you look back now, that was like an A team of actors. Danny DeVito was there, and a lot of other actors. They're just amazing character actors. So it was an ensemble. When you look back, it's actually an ensemble piece, and that's what I think we were able to accomplish here. Yes, it is. About Nurse Ratched, and played wonderfully by Sarah Paulson, but the ensemble work was just amazing. It was like an all-star team, and I was invited to play with them.
Rise and shine. This is Kami. I hope you're enjoying the show. Did you know we have a mailing list? And did you know that you can contact us if you want to say hello to Ed, Rex, Ronnie, Veronica, or even me? Just send us an email at RiseAndShineFAC. That's one word spelled out, RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. Again, that's RiseAndShineFAC, all spelled out, @gmail.com. Join our mailing list so you can be the first to find out about the latest Rise and Shine news.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, it's Ed. Thanks for listening today. And did you guys know that Rise and Shine is part of the FilAm Creative umbrella and that we're a registered nonprofit? And as a nonprofit organization, FilAm Creative depends on generous donations from fine folks like you to help us to continue to produce great programming like Rise and Shine. Please consider making a donation to help produce shows like Rise and Shine. Our Venmo is @FilAm Creative. That's @FilAm Creative. And if you don't do Venmo, but you still want to donate a few quid to us, then drop us an email at RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. That's RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. We at Rise and Shine appreciate your generosity. Every dollar helps.
Jon Jon, before we do get to the questions, what else is coming up after Ratched? I know that you are signed on for 2 seasons, so you got one more season to drop, And has COVID affected the filming of season 2? Are you guys on schedule, or how's season 2 looking?
We don't know yet. You know what? The thing is, I don't know what Hanover has, because I'm not sure if you finished the series yet, but he is somewhere else. Not to do a spoiler alert, but for the season, for the show itself, nobody knows. Ryan has a lot of shows right now, and I think the whole industry is just waiting and seeing, is doing a wait and see what other productions are doing. If the system they have in place is working or not. And I think it all depends. And also, and this winter is going to be crucial because of the spike in the pandemic. So it might affect filming. So who knows? I think it all depends on, without being political, it all depends on what you believe. If you believe the pandemic, and then if you respect other people, then you wear your mask.
Amen.
You do
Amen.
everything you can to help end this nightmare, and
Amen.
we should all do our part.
Jon, we have a lot of questions here.
All right.
The first question is actually coming from a good friend of mine who actually was part of the Filipino American network. So this is kind of a cool deal that I'm going to give him the honor of asking the first question. He's a great guy. His name is Mooney. He lives in Los Angeles, California. And here's his question for you, Jon. He asks, is there a role that historically would not cast a Filipino actor like yourself that you wish you had a chance to play?
Oh, you know, I can't think of one right now, but there are characters that actually move the storyline. Not just someone who's behind the takeout counter, but I would love to keep playing a Filipino who is an American, who is a CEO of a company, or the head doctor again, maybe, or someone who is just a real person, because I've in my career, I seldom play a Filipino. It's always been a Thai terrorist or a Vietnamese drug dealer, or all those things, and that's what you do. It's to help tell the story of somebody else. But I love it. Like when I did Modesto Cunanan, that was the biggest thing I've ever done until I got Ratched. Those are the stories that I want to play, and I want other actors of color, Filipino actors especially, to play, because there's so much talent in our community, and we need to be out there, because once we establish ourselves as actors, we can tell our stories. People will go, because once you see more of us, people will go, oh yeah, I want to hear your story as a Filipino, or Filipino stories from the mainland. African Americans have been doing that. Hispanic actors have been doing that, and people are accepting their stories because they want something new. And I believe, and Chinese Americans, Japanese Americans, Korean Americans, Filipinos need to be there, because our culture and our stories are so rich. There's so many things to say.
Great question. Mooney's also saying that you need to be in the next Star Wars movie. So Mooney's a big fan. Thank you, Mooney, for the question. Rex, I think we've got more questions.
I guess to Mooney, we'll have to put a call into George Lucas's production team about that to get John.
Exactly.
to be the next, yeah. So I guess this will be a plea to your agent, Jon, because the question is is to you, but you could like kind of let your agent know. So do you have a favorite or current TV show that you want to be a part of? Like be in the cast of?
Oh, that's a good question.
This could be a plea to your agent too, to try to get you booked.
I would love to be in, a show like Succession.
Oh,
Good show. Good
Also,
show.
I would love to be in a sci-fi show.
oh yeah.
I would love to be in my daughter's show. I would also love to do a comedy, because that I actually began with comedy. I always thought that and people who know me thinks that I'm more of a comedy actor than a serious actor. But this is just what happened. I think I have the face of a terrorist.
Oh, no.
Or
You either in Parks and Recreation or Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something like that, kind of like those those kind of comedic shows and everything. Or maybe you should do a spot in Saturday Night Live or SNL, or be one of those film bits. That'd be tremendous.
That's actually interesting. I thought about, maybe I should audition for Saturday Night Live, and then I went, you know what? I'm brave, but I'm not that brave, because comedians are one of the bravest people.
Absolutely.
Especially when they go on stage and do
when you're live, yeah.
90 minutes live every Saturday night for the past 40 years, 50 years.
Yeah.
They're one of the bravest performers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
I think I would want to audition to be on Killing Eve. That's my favorite show right now.
Yeah.
I would want to get murdered by Villanelle. I just think that would be fantastic. But anyway, here's another question for you, Jon Jon. We have a question and I'm really excited about this one. This question comes from Manila. This is from Manong L. And here's the question from Manong L. And we want to thank Manong L in Manila for watching us. Did your agent ask you why Jon Jon? Is the second John really necessary?
Manong L.
Thank you, Manong L, for the question.
Thank you, Manong.
I didn't really think about my name so much, because why would I? I've been using that name since I was born. By the way, that is my nickname. My mom gave it to me. I'm a junior, and normally a junior is a Junjun, right, in the Philippines. But my mom was a big fan of the Kennedys, and she saw a picture of John John Kennedy under the White House desk, and so she named me Jon Jon. And my Briones is my dad's name. When I was in New York, the first, when my wife and I moved to the United States, we lived in New York. And one of the agents that I was working with, I was struggling, of course. I couldn't book anything. I couldn't even get an audition. And then she said, have you considered changing your name? Because once they see your name on your resume, Jon Jon Briones, they're expecting a Hispanic actor come through that door. And I thought about that, and then I said, no, this is me. I can't live somebody else's character, and this is my dad's name. And I want to honor my dad, because that's the least I can do. My dad and my mom, they raised me, and they did their best to. Coming from a poor family, they did their best, and the least I can do is honor them, and that's one of them. So I stuck with it, and we actually, my wife and I actually played around with Jon Briones, but I went, no, it wasn't true for me.
Right.
I've known friends who've changed their names. And that's great for them, and I think it was a struggle for them in the beginning. And I even told myself, maybe this is just going to be in the beginning, and then you're going to be used to it. I never did. I couldn't, because that is who I am, and and like I said, my parents gave that to me, and that's the least I can do, honor them with that. And hey, I stuck with it, and it's working so far.
We got a question from Facebook. We're getting questions from all over the place. And it's from Sylvia from the ATL, Atlanta, watching us on Facebook.
Shout out to Atlanta. Thank you, Atlanta.
Yeah, and all I got to say to Sylvia, sorry about the Braves. Sorry. Anyway, the question is, any interest in returning back to Broadway for maybe a future production?
You know, theater is my first love. It will always be my first love. Every time I'm on stage, it's a different feeling. Stage is my life. Stage, when I was younger, my dream was to be on stage 24 hours a day, and 8 shows a week got close to that. So yeah, I would jump at any chance to be on stage again. We were supposed to open an original musical about Tamara Lempica, the artist. And but because of the pandemic, it didn't happen. It was supposed to open in San Diego and then on Broadway eventually, but that's not happening right now. But I'm very excited about that. And yeah, I hopefully we can all do theater again, because hey, you know, our theater brothers and sisters are struggling right now. There's no. We just heard a few weeks ago that theater is probably not going to open until March, June next year, and a lot of our brothers and sisters in the theater community are struggling and can't even barely even affording their apartments, their rents, and to pay for anything. So hopefully, this election will bring change, and that Amen. We will respect each other and love each other again, even if we don't love each other, but at least understand each other and respect each other and wear our masks. And you know, end this nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard, I believe, man, it must have been a few weeks or maybe a couple months ago when your Broadway brethren, your Broadway brothers and sisters did that. They did their performance outside, I believe, in New York, just to make their voices known about what's going on in this pandemic and everything. And they wanted to do that. I think they brought out the heavyweights in Broadway, Bernadette Peters, some other heavyweight performers out there to join in the cause of all that. I'm sure you've probably heard about that. We, you know, I was going to ask if you joined in that New York event, but I'm sure you were here in LA at that time.
Yeah, I was here in LA, but I saw videos from different friends who were involved in that. It was very emotional for me seeing that, because this is our life, and it's like a part of us is being amputated, and we're not complete. And I grieve for everyone. We're all struggling right now, and I think there is a way out of this. There is a way out of this, and it's, first of all, is to be together. We're all in this to understand that we're all in this together, and we can do this together.
Absolutely. We've got we've got a lot more. I think we're only gonna be able to get to 3 more, but we've got a ton more questions here. Here's a question from a guy named Chaz Gray. Chaz Gray wants to know, and I think Chaz is from, I can't read that. I think he mistyped where he's from. I think he's from Dallas. All right, Chaz Gray wants to know, here's a good one. Where did Jon Jon learn those awesome dance moves in Ratched?
You know, I have a BS in dance.
What?
No, I do. I BS everything I do. I move well. I can catch up easily. When on Broadway, I'm a mimic. I'm a very good mimic, and just watching movies, and thank God we had our a choreographer on set when this happened. So she was giving us, moves that we can do, and then we just figured out how to do it, and it was so much fun. Charleston is a hard dance. It's like it's nonstop movement and just skipping. Every time we would say that, the director would say cut, I would be doubled down and panting and just trying to catch my breath. And of course, I'm wearing a wig, and because of the sweat, it's coming off. So we would have to go to a place, and they would focus a big fan on me, and then my wig person and makeup person will be touching me up and putting glue back in. So and it was hard because I'm keeping everyone, but it was so much fun, and to do that scene with Judy Davis, I love her. She's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sure when the hair and makeup people came out, they're like, get a squeegee. Start swiping all the sweat off your face and everything. That's amazing.
I realized I'm out of shape when we did that shoot day. I was like, oh.
I don't know. Rex and I were having trouble just doing Kami's stretch, so I think you're all right.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've got another question. This is from a very close friend, Judy Daly. She is from here in LA, I believe in the Torrance area. So that's SoCal native and stuff. This has to do with your role of Dr. Hanover. She wanted to know, like, when you got the role, did you go through any, did you feel like that you have to go through loopholes before getting the role? I mean, I think you kind of told the story already when, Ryan Murphy came up to you and everything, but were there any loopholes that you had to probably go through before you got the part?
No, not this time. Normally that happens. But this time it was, Ryan had me in mind. But like I said, I thought I was just going to be in the show pushing a cart of equipment or one of the patients or whatever in the hospital. But what he had for me was something else. It was something that you give to normally an actor of a Caucasian actor, actually, not an Asian actor. But Ryan has always been a champion for the underrepresented, people of color, people of a certain age, people, LGBTQI community, and lots more. And it's good to have someone with that power to be on your side, or to wanting to represent you or tell your story.
Yeah, and in a sense too, in the show, I mean, you are Nurse Ratched's boss, I believe, because you're the one who hired her, right?
Yeah.
Well, she manipulated you into hiring her, but yes.
Oh yeah.
There's the twist. There's the twist.
Very clever.
It was from being manipulated by Sarah Paulson.
I did love that scene. I loved that you were drinking while she was totally trying to get you to hire her. It was great. All right, we got one more question, and it's from Chicago. Before I ask this question, I do want to thank people. I know we're based in Los Angeles, but thank you to people in, what did we get, Rex? We got Chicago, we got Atlanta, we got
Manila?
we got Manung El in Manila. So thank you to people not just in Los Angeles. So this is a global thing. So thank you for watching us if you are in another city. So please keep coming in with those questions. So here's our last question. It's from Chicago. Caleb wants to know, Jon Jon, what is your favorite retro thing from the 40s?
From the 40s?
From the 40s.
Oh, Chicago, a wonderful town.
I love that town.
I think I know what you're asking. The cars. Oh my God. When I said, okay, Jon Jon, this is your car, I was like, oh, wow. The cars were just amazing. My outfit, the costumes.
Yeah.
That was 1940s fashion was just a wonderful that was a wonderful time. Of course, there's a lot of turmoil during the 1940s, especially the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
kind of mirrors our show as well, because the beauty of the setting and the costumes and the surrounding kind of enhances the turmoil within of the characters. It's the juxtaposition was just a wonderful thing. That's the genius of Ryan Murphy. But yeah, the 1940s. There was a time I said to my wife, I would love to, have been there during that time. And my wife, she's Caucasian, she said, I don't think you would do well in the 1940s being a Filipino.
I guess for the cars, Jon Jon, we might have to give a call to Jay Leno's garage to see if he could come up with a car.
Oh, yeah.
In his extensive collection and show you what he has and everything. So,
all right. Well, we thank you for staying with us today, Jon Jon. We're usually an hour show, but we figured for the first show, and since it's Jon Jon Briones, why not go overtime? But I do have some sad news. We do need to start wrapping up. We missed a lot of questions, but we do thank everyone for sending in the questions. Please keep those questions coming in.
Thank you.
Next week, we've got our good friend of FilAm Creative, Joy Regulano, is going to be on this show.
She's my screen daughter.
Awesome. So the FilAm Creative family just keeps on going. It's awesome. So we've got her coming next week. In a few weeks, we'll be celebrating our birthday for a Day of Radiance. We've got a Cobra Kai episode, a Yellow Rose episode. We have a lot of good stuff coming up. And Jon Jon, I think we're going to have to get you back on here because, dude, we have so many questions that we didn't even get to. So you are invited anytime. You have the distinction of being our first guest. Thank you for being our first guest. Please come back and please bring Isa back. We'll have a bring your daughter to work day. And,
there you go. Yes.
Have that, but she's welcome anytime. You're welcome back anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, in the wonderful world of the internet, on Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, please put your hands together for Jon Jon Briones. Thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and congratulations on your initial episode. This is amazing, and maraming salamat sa inyong lahat, and thank you for your questions. I hope I'm representing our culture well. And I'm proud to do it. Very proud to do that.
Hi, this is Walter Boholst. I'm proud to be one of the co-founders of FilAm Creative and serve as a member of the board of directors. In case you didn't know about us, I'd like to share with you our mission statement. FilAm Creative Incorporated educates and advocates for the Filipino American entertainment community and all looking for a collaborative workspace in order to achieve greater representation and career advancement. Although we're based in Southern California, FilAm Creative's reach can be felt worldwide. If you're interested in joining us behind the scenes to produce or promote our many programs and initiatives, visit our website at filamcreative.org. That's filamcreative.org, and contact us to learn how you can join our cause. For students, we also have internships available for you to gain valuable experience. Visit us to learn more at filamcreative.org.
Please, everybody, please go support Jon Jon Briones and his fantastic performance in Ratched. If you don't have Netflix, please get Netflix. This is not a plug for Netflix, but it's a plug for Ratched. Please watch him on Netflix. It is one of the hottest shows on Netflix. We hope you watch it. We hope you support it. It is signed for 2 seasons, so season 2 is coming. We know you'll enjoy season 1. That is my recommendation, other than just watch Killing Eve, because as everybody knows, I'm a huge Killing Eve fan. So with that in mind, we're coming to the end, but Rex has to help us pay the bills. Rex, did you have something you wanted to add real quick?
Well, let me just give a last plug for our sponsor here. Again, we want to thank our sponsor for today's premiere episode, our friends over at Hi-Fi Kitchen, located in historic Filipino town. Again, if you're a fan of Filipino food, especially the rice bowls, definitely check out Hi-Fi Kitchen in Los Angeles. Go check out their website.
Justin's a great friend.
Great friend, hi-fi-kitchen.com. Go check them out on Instagram at Hi-Fi Kitchen, no dash. They've been friends of us for, God, a number of years. Justin Ferrando, shout out to you. Thank you again for supporting Rise and Shine and FilAm Creative and everything. And so if you're in the mood for Asian food, especially for those in SoCal, check out Hi-Fi Kitchen. Thank you guys for sponsoring us.
And also don't forget that we are a nonprofit. I know we've said it a couple of times, but don't forget, if you really like the programming here at FilAm Creative, you know you do, please send 5 pesos, $5, 5 Canadian dollars, 5 quid, 5 anything, 5 pieces of applause, whatever, to FilAm Creative. You can Venmo it to us at FilAm Creative. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep programming alive and well. We want to thank Kami. We want to thank Ronnie. Jeremiah is behind the scenes. I want to thank my very good friend Rex Sampaga of 11 years, because FilAm Creative is turning 11. That's why I know that's how long I've known Rex. And we have one final cast member that we will introduce.
We're still a baby.
That's right. We have one final cast member we will introduce at this time. She's probably the most excitable cast member, and she's going to read the credits for our show because, you know, we're FilAm Creative is kind of kuriput. We don't really have the graphics to roll credits, so these are the kuriput credits. So we want to welcome our final cast member. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to turn off our cameras and we're going to give it up to our good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Veronica.
I'm on. Is that okay? You woke me up out of bed. Is that okay? Good morning, everyone. I guess it's still morning. My name is Veronica. I am Ronnie's sister. She rousted me out of bed just a few moments ago. She wants me to read the credits to her dumb show. What? Can you? I'm doing it. You see me doing it? I'm here. Okay, so I'm reading the credits now. These names are impossible to pronounce. Okay, Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative was created by Edward J. Malilan and Rex A. Sampaga. Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative was produced by Edward J. Malilan and Rex A. Sampaga. Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative was written by Edward J. Malilan and Rex A. Sampaga. Do I gotta say their name every? Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative stars Kami and Ronnie, which I'll like, no. Can you just come back on? Fine. Ronnie doesn't want to go on camera right now. Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative's technical director is Jeremiah. I didn't even see that guy anywhere. Was there? Okay. He's also a friend of Edward J. Malilan and Rex A. Sampaga. I'm like butchering this. Why? Finally, we like to thank today's Jon Jon Briones was on this show, and you didn't wake me up for that. You know I like Ratched. Why didn't you wake? They would like to thank today's guest, Jon Jon Briones, who is a friend of Edward J. Malilan and Rex A. Sampaga. Okay, and if you want to follow this, I guess the show online, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all those other stupid places you waste your time. Who has two Twitters? I guess you can also tweet them at RiseAndShineFAC, 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 at RiseAndShine. I said the at. RiseAndShineFAC. And my name's Veronica, and you've just watched an episode of Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative, with Edward J. Malilan and Rex A. Sampaga. Who are these people? My God, don't wake me up again for this.
Hey everyone, Rex here with Rise and Shine. Did you know there's not one, not two, but 3 different ways you could check out our weekly Rise and Shine episodes? New episodes drop every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at RiseAndShineFAC. And you can listen to the Rise and Shine podcast as you commute to work or walking your daily steps by downloading Rise and Shine wherever you get your favorite podcast. And lastly, you can always join our live audience tapings on Facebook Live, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 3 different ways you could fill up on your Rise and Shine diet every week. So please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at RiseAndShineFAC and watch new episodes every Tuesday, or download us wherever you get your favorite podcast. And thanks again for watching and listening to Rise and Shine.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, it's Ed. Thanks for listening today. And did you guys know that Rise and Shine is part of the FilAm Creative umbrella and that we're a registered nonprofit? And as a nonprofit organization, FilAm Creative depends on generous donations from fine folks like you to help us to continue to produce great programming like Rise and Shine. Please consider making a donation to help produce shows like Rise and Shine. Our Venmo is at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. And if you don't do Venmo, but you still want to donate a few quid to us, then drop us an email at RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. That's RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. We at Rise and Shine appreciate your generosity. Every dollar helps.
Hey, Rex here with Rise and Shine, and I want you to do something for me. Help support Rise and Shine by liking, subscribing, and following the show online. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, all under at RiseAndShineFAC. So follow the show on all social media platforms on all one word at RiseAndShineFAC. Thanks again for all the love and support, and tell all your friends about Rise and Shine.
Rise and shine. This is Kami. I hope you're enjoying the show. Did you know we have a mailing list? And did you know that you can contact us if you want to say hello to Ed, Rex, Ronnie, Veronica, or even me? Just send us an email at RiseAndShineFAC. That's one word spelled out, RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. Again, that's RiseAndShineFAC, all spelled out, @gmail.com. Join our mailing list so you can be the first to find out about the latest Rise and Shine news.
Rise and shine. Hey everyone, this is Ed, and I got a question for you. Did you know that Rise and Shine is only one of the many things produced by FilAm Creative? That's right, FilAm Creative has been producing great stuff, like Rise and Shine, for over 10 years. If you want to learn more about the premier Filipino American organization that has been the #1 advocate for the Asian American entertainment community for over a decade, then visit our website at filamcreative.org. That's filamcreative.org. Learn more about the organization that produces your favorite show, Rise and Shine.
Hi, this is Walter Boholst. I'm proud to be one of the co-founders of FilAm Creative and serve as a member of the board of directors. In case you didn't know about us, I'd like to share with you our mission statement. FilAm Creative Incorporated educates and advocates for the Filipino American entertainment community and all looking for a collaborative workspace in order to achieve greater representation and career advancement. Although we're based in Southern California, FilAm Creative's reach can be felt worldwide. If you're interested in joining us behind the scenes to produce or promote our many programs and initiatives, visit our website at filamcreative.org. That's filamcreative.org. And contact us to learn how you can join our cause. For students, We also have internships available for you to gain valuable experience. Visit us to learn more at filamcreative.org.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, it's Ed. Thanks for listening today. And did you guys know that Rise and Shine is part of the FilAm Creative umbrella and that we're a registered nonprofit? And as a nonprofit organization, FilAm Creative depends on generous donations from fine folks like you to help us to continue to produce great programming like Rise and Shine. Please consider making a donation to help produce shows like Rise and Shine. Our Venmo is at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. And if you don't do Venmo, but you still want to donate a few quid to us, then drop us an email at RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. That's RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. We at Rise and Shine appreciate your generosity. Every dollar helps.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, Ronnie here. I know my sister Veronica likes to mess with the crew, but we all really work hard to produce a quality program for you. Rise and Shine is produced by FilAm Creative in association with RAS Music Group and Millennius LLC. Rise and Shine is written, created, produced, and hosted by Ed Malillan and Rex Sampaga. It also features Veronica Cunyaso, Kami Koyamko, and me, Ronnie Cunyaso. I'm also our show's stage director, which isn't easy when you gotta keep Ed and Rex in check. And finally, our amazing technical director is Jeremiah Castro. Thanks for tuning in every week to FilAm Creative's #1 show, Rise and Shine.